This week, I picked up a very large stack of comics. Some of it, okay, is variants. Okay, you're gonna have to forgive me. I know I keep saying that I'm gonna cut down on variants, but here I am. I think it was really only one book that I picked up any variants for. It just happened to be a book with a lot of variants. I think there. Okay, no, there's two books with variants. Okay, but you'll understand when we get there. Unfortunately, it's not to the very end. So we're gonna go ahead and get into it though. A lot of cool books. I enjoyed pretty much everything I've read this week, like a lot. There's one book I'm like kind of iffy about. We'll go over here in a second. So one book I didn't read as well. So I picked up a Nottingham 2, and I was a big dummy and didn't pick up Nottingham 1. It was in my hand, or whatever it was, a month ago, and I was like, nah, I got enough books this week. So I put it back on the shelf, and somebody else grabbed it. So, and I was gonna go back the next day and pick it up, but then I forgot because I'm stupid. I'm stupid and foolish. But anyway, so I picked up a number 2, but now I need to wait on a second print of number 1 to come out so that I can read that first and then read this. I'll get there eventually. I might eventually get a first print too if I end up liking it. Who knows? So this was probably, I don't know. Not to say that I hated it, but probably my least favorite book of the week though. Deep Beyond. It just, I don't know. I feel like they talk too much. Not really a lot happens. There's a somewhat interesting story going on and interesting premise, but I also just understand so very little about the world and the what's going on that sometimes it just feels like they're just chattering about things that I don't care about. I think I'll give it another issue or two to check it out. I do like this issue better than the last one. The first issue was my favorite issue, and why I started reading it or like started continuing with it. I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. Had some cool stuff going on, but then nah. We'll see how it goes. But then I read Noctera number 2 as well, and I actually just today read Noctera number 1, so I got to read both of these, and pretty good book. Pretty good book. Some people have been telling me to get into it, and I picked it up. I just kept forgetting to read it. And so when 2 came out, I was like, okay, well, I'll have to read it. And it's got some interesting stuff going on. So I'm liking the direction that it's going. I'm liking the. It's funny. It has parallels to King in Black, in certain ways. Not really in any like superhero ways right now. It's kind of like if the King in Black event happened, but everyone's just regular people. But pretty good book, pretty good book. So I'm glad to have picked that up and finally read it as well. And then a new, by the way, I think I said we're starting with indie books. Maybe I didn't. I definitely thought it in my head, and I organized these books that way. We have Geiger, and I like this book quite a lot. I think I'm gonna go back and pick up another variant. What am I doing? I said I won't do it. But there's a really cool variant. I don't know if it was a C cover or something, but you'll probably see it if you check out Geiger and see what covers came out. You'll probably see what cover I'm talking about because it's pretty rad. The thank you variant is also kind of tempting because thank you variants can hold value. Like a lot of times, like 1 in 25s and stuff will go down, but like thank you variants, they're just one per store, you know. And if the series picks up any momentum, it can hold value. And I do like this book quite a bit. I thought it was pretty interesting. So, and the thank you variant is just a sketch version of this, which is a pretty solid cover. So, we'll see. I quite like that book, but it was a kind of a nuclear apocalypse, but there's a mysterious man that don't give a crap about no apocalypse because he's got to protect his family. And then we're going to carry on with The Last Witch. Now, I did pick up the B cover because I liked it better. I haven't been specific to any particular cover because when I got the issue 1, which, by the way, this is 4. Yeah, this is issue 4. When I picked up issue 1, I really liked the B cover. I wasn't a fan of the A cover. So, I've just been grabbing whatever cover. There's a new character in this one. Which has a little bit of mystery to him, but is also quite captivating, and I do like his character. And I've just been enjoying this story as well. Highly recommend Last Witch if you haven't checked it out so far. It's a fun story, it really is, with good characters. And that's going to be it for our indie section. Moving on to Star Wars now. We have High Republic, which is pretty good. I do say I still feel like I like High Republic Adventures better, which is funny because it's supposed to be like the kid version. But yeah, I mean they're both solid books. But I think if I had to pick one, particularly because I do like there's certain characters, might as well show off the adventures because I'm talking about it. I like there's a duo dynamic between these two characters that I can see really being like it's already interesting, and I can see it being even more interesting as we progress. But going back to just regular High Republic, Skier's pretty cool too. He's got something on the tip of his tongue that he keeps trying to say, and he keeps getting kind of he's holding it in, and then in this issue, he kind of gets cut off, and so there's something we don't quite get to hear, but we do get to see quite a bit of cool action. We get to see multiple characters going at it, fighting the bad guy of the issue, which I'm not sure if we're done with either. So kind of interesting to see where that goes. And like I said with this one, I think there's a duality between these two characters that is just they're just really good characters, and I think just a prediction, I think they're gonna become more enemies, kind of start in the same place and end up in two different locations is where I'm guessing. But those are the only two Star Wars books. The rest are gonna be Marvel. So we got America Chavez #2. By the way, that I don't think I said it, but High Republic regular was 4, and then Adventures is 3. And America Chavez 2, I actually bought America Chavez like a month ago as well, and never got around to reading it. Read it tonight. And so far, really great series. I got it because I didn't know too much about America Chavez. But so far, pretty cool character. I feel like we are getting new stuff. Like I said, I don't really know too much about her, but I feel like we're learning more about her. Like, even if you knew about her already, I feel like this is delving more into her backstory and covering new ground. So there is cool things going on there. And I mean, it happens in the first issue, so it's not really a spoiler. It's not really a big part of it either, but we do get Spider-Man in here as well, and he's a fun little sidekick, almost like a little bit of flavor added to the comic with just a hint of Spider-Man, season it with a hint of Spider-Man. But pretty cool book, and I like the character, and I'm curious. She's got some mysterious things going on. Like I said, we're kind of learning more about her background and maybe even things that she doesn't know, So going in to King in Black stuff now, we have Planet of the Symbiotes. And this is, another 2-part story. Or not like 2-part, but like 2 stories in one book. So at first you cover Cloak and Dagger, and then you go in, the second story is about Toxin. I will say I feel like the Cloak and Dagger is pretty inconsequential. Nothing really comes of it. It just, it's there, and I don't know if they have some kind of series that they were a part of before, or if they're planning to do some kind of spin-off with this, but it kind of felt like it was planting seeds for something, but at the same time I don't know what that exactly is for. So if it's not exactly leading to anywhere in particular, it's kind of a weird little inclusion. But the Toxin stuff was pretty fun, and definitely feels like it's leading to something. And again, the way the Toxin one, if it doesn't go into somewhere else, I would be very confused. I don't know if they're going to do like a Toxin series. I know Venom is ending, so as far as I know, the next issue in a month from now is going to be the last issue, so I don't think it'll carry on to Venom or anything. But we'll just have to see where it goes, I guess. On that topic, we also got Venom 34, and make sure you read this before King in Black, because the events of this definitely matter. Some of the like this one I actually read after King in Black, and it doesn't matter. Their own little side stories, and a lot of the tie-ins kind of don't even really tie in that much to King in Black. Honestly, it's like, oh, here's a little bit of King in Black, and also this is what happened in our lives. But obviously, what's going on in Venom is a big deal. Also, the beautiful cover. Uh, Pretty simplistic, a lot of negative space with the black there. But just a really, really solid cover. And something big happens in this book. And on top of that, it's a all black cover for the most part. I mean, I guess technically you got, a little bit there, down here on the bottom. So be careful with this book. I don't know, but maybe it'll be worth something one day. I don't really know what the plans for the future of Venom are, but take care of this book. It's gonna go straight into a bag, just like the Nottingham 2 I have. I'm gonna go straight into a bag here right when I'm done with the video, because these all black covers are a pain to be pristine. But other than that, picked up a couple variants. Love me my Venom, love me my Donny Cates Venom, so had to pick up this super sweet Stegman variant. And oh my god, it's so beautiful. Now there is a 1 in 100 that is, they call it sketch, but it's not really a sketch. It's just like the inked version. It's not colored at all. And don't get me wrong, I love this. This is beautiful. But there's something about Stegman's black and white that is just out of this world. I don't know why. I'm not a big fan of sketch covers, whether it is just, like the pencil work or if it's inked. I'm not. I don't really own, I think I maybe own one sketch, no, because I own one Stegman and then one Thor cover. So I think I own two sketch. There we go. I own two sketch covers. But anyway, if it weren't for the fact that all these Stegman sketch covers are all like 1 in 100s, I would own a lot more, because I really like them. I really, really like them. And they used to be 1 in 25s. That's why, I don't know, you probably can't see. It's actually kind of behind his hat. But right there is a sketch cover. I forget what it is, Venom 28 maybe. Somewhere around that. Let's go with that. I think it's Venom 28. And then we're 1 in 25, so I was like, okay, I'll get these. And then suddenly they dropped them to 1 in 100s. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't really want to be dropping that every time. Anyway, carrying on with our last Venom cover, we have the Super Log Man-Thing variant, which has a lot of things going on for it. Love me some Venom. I love me Man-Thing. And I'm a big fan of Super Log's work. I think his covers are pretty solid. They got a very unique style to them. I also have the 1 in 25 for King of Black. That's the Super Log cover. And man, that is a good looking book. It's up on the wall somewhere. I don't know. It's probably one of these glared ones. Actually, I think it might be that one, maybe. I can't even tell. It's all glare. But moving on to King in Black. Now this is our final book, and I did really. This is the finale. I'm having trouble today, but this is the finale, issue number 5 of King in Black, and I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed Venom. If I didn't get that clear, I think I was maybe talking about artwork a little too much. But I really enjoyed Venom. But that, like I said, that's a big setup for this. You have to get the stuff done in Venom 34 so that you can have the finale in King in Black 5. And I did enjoy this book quite a lot. I was, I'm a little sad because, like I said, it's the end of King in Black. We have one more issue of Venom. And man, it's gonna be rough. It's been a good journey. 35 issues then of Venom, and it's been. Granted, I didn't start reading back then, but I mean it's been a 2-year journey of setting up for Noel, and even way back with Silver Surfer Black and all this stuff leading to this event. And it was super solid. It was super, super solid. I really enjoyed this. I will say it didn't end how I originally thought it was going to end at all. Going into it, I was like, it's kind of obvious what's going to happen, guys. But I'm okay. I'm okay to see how it's going to unfoil, unfurl. Maybe that was the word I was going to choose. I don't know. I think my brain is deprived of sleep and oxygen. But God, I can't speak at all today. But anyway, really solid book. I recommend picking up the series if you haven't read it. A lot of the tie-ins aren't super necessary, other than Venom. You have to have read Venom, and I really recommend reading Venom. I've really enjoyed, as far as like, Marvel books that I've been reading, Thor's been really good. There's been certain points where it's better than other parts. I think it has one of the best first issues, like, ever. Like, that first issue is so good. But Venom really hits on a more emotional level, I feel. And I feel like the way he treats the relationship between Eddie Brock and the Venom symbiote, it feels like you can relate to it in some kind of way, in some kind of way that you struggle to keep any kind of relationship, whether it's romantic or just a friendship or your brother or whatever it is. Just that idea of, fighting back and forth with someone, with holding secrets, trying to protect people, trying to be there for people, leaving them. Sometimes you're not in a person's life for one reason or another, and I feel like that it's this fantasy world of this is alien symbiote that attaches to a man, and it started as just as an anti-Spider-Man basically, but he really made this like a personal book for me. And there's certain books that when conventions start opening back up and everything, like, yeah, it'd be cool to get Donny Cates to sign a Venom 3 and big keys and stuff like that. But there's a few books. I think I could be getting it wrong. I want to say it's Venom 12 or Venom 11 or Venom 12. It's the end right before the War of the Realms stuff. But I'd really like him to sign that book for me personally, because that book meant a lot to me. It hit me in a different way. And I think that's just something truly special. I really, really do. So carrying on though, so it was kind of cathartic to reach the end. This is what it's all come to, is King in Black issue 5. And super solid ending. I mean, really, really happy with it. Now we're going to go into the variants, because I had to get... Did I get all the variants? No, I think there was one that I passed up on. See, I'm somewhat controlled. So we have... I think this is actually a connecting cover. But I haven't picked up any of the connecting covers. But this is my boy Thor and Silver Surfer. How can you not love this cover? Like, this is just a ridiculous cover. And, without saying much, these two are pretty important to the overall story, but also this book in particular. So, really happy I picked that one up. We're now going to show two covers that one is literally labeled the spoiler cover. So if you don't want to see any kind of spoiler at all, avert your eyes. I'm turning it over in 3, 2, 1. So beautiful. Whoops, almost dropped it. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful cover here. I think that's Stegman. And obviously a big spoiler. I'm not going to say anything just in case you're listening still. But good book. Now the next one's the tattoo variant, and if you don't want any spoilers, still kind of, it's not really. I mean, it's kind of ish a spoiler. So avert your eyes again, if you'd like. 3, 2, 1. Okay, going on the screen. So none of the tattoo variants have been spoilers so far, but this one kind of is. But it is again a super solid cover. I've enjoyed all the tattoo variants. I think the first one and the second one are probably my favorite, but this one's kind of squeezing in there. I feel like the third and the fourth, it was like, as far as the tattoo. I mean, I still was getting them, because at that point it was semi-completionist, I guess. I have a problem. I don't know. But this one, I'm still showing it, by the way. Don't turn around. This one I do feel like competes with the first and second cover. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. And, this part of the book, again, not going to say anything, but, it's so cool. It's so cool. Okay, book is down. No longer talking about any kind of spoilers. I do heavily recommend. I mean, for sure, my favorite books of the week, definitely The King of Black and Venom. It was. I mean, we're reaching the end of an era here, and it was really, really good. I really, really enjoyed it. America Chavez. I'm sure you can find a copy one if you haven't. Pick up number 2 as well. If you want to learn more about the character, because I do think part of why I grabbed it is because I think she's going to become more prominent. Could even be a character we potentially see like coming to movies or a TV show sometime soon. So I wanted to learn more about her, and I definitely feel like I am. Obviously, High Republic. I think both those books are. There's going to be some big keys coming soon. I'm pretty sure. Like we got to at some point be getting like some kind of cool new Sith. You know, it's bound to be happening, bound to be coming. So you don't want to miss out on that. And also, if you're just collecting keys just to get expensive keys, then you know whatever. I don't care about you. But I mean, if you want to be invested in the Star Wars story, you know, start from the beginning. We're not too far off. You should be able to find some of these now, and then you know, start reading, learn these characters because they're pretty cool characters. Like I said, and a lot of people, I feel like a lot of people, because I do the pools, you know, up at Pops Comics, I do the pool list for everyone, and I feel like there's a good amount of people that have both on their list, but some people only have the regular, what's it called? Not Adventures, just the regular High Republic on their list, and I think maybe, I don't know if, one of two things. I know the first issue of High Republic is kind of a semi-pricey book. I don't know if that's the only reason they put it on their list or not, or if they're thinking, you know, Adventures is for kids. Both me and Shay, the owner at Pops, think that Adventures is actually a better series. And like I said, for me, it really comes down to the two mainish characters. I don't know. I think they have really good chemistry and just a lot of things going on. So I definitely recommend that series. And then Last Witch as well. Really, really enjoyed that series. Again, kind of bordering the line of like, you could definitely like, that could be a children's book for sure. Like a child can follow along with it. There's a little bit of, not really like, like not visual gore. You don't really see it, but implied gore, I guess. And horror elements, I guess. But, you know, nothing that would be bad for a child. But just a really solid book. Sometimes, you know, you can write a kid's book and it's just a really good story. That's what I feel like this is. I've heard good things about Nottingham. Obviously not gonna read the second one before reading the first issue. So I'll read that one eventually. But that's gonna be it for today. Hope this wasn't too long. I feel like I rambled about specifically King of Black and Venom for probably longer than I should have. But like I said, end of an era. This meant a lot to me. And I can't recommend those two books enough. Like really, 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 especially like the first 12 issues of Venom. If you just want to read a little bit, if you don't want to read the full thing, read the first 12 issues of Venom, because it really, really hit me on a different level. But anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave me a like, maybe you subscribe if you're new to the channel. Tell me what you are reading this week. If you picked up something cool. There's other books that I didn't pick up. I'm sure positive. You know, there's always books I don't pick up. But if there's something really, really awesome that you're like, man, you should be reading this too, let me know. Let me know all about it. If you agree with any of the books that I really, really like and think they're awesome as well, please let me know. I'd love to talk about that too. We can maybe, in the comments, I don't care. We can let spoilers and whatever flow. So no limits on that, I guess. You know, if you close your eyes, we'll type in your comment if you're scared. But that's gonna be it. Thank you very much. Goodbye. Ha 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 ha!